Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the 5 LR units that I believe need an Extreme Z Awakening, or at least I would like to get an Extreme Z Awakening as soon as possible. Now, I'm not going to be including any of the LR units that have received Extreme Z Awakenings on the JP side but have yet to come to Global. So that includes units like Vegeta and Nappa, the AGL Baby, and of course the latest one being the Tech Super Saiyan 3, like Goku. So for me, obviously those are just going to be excluded, and I'd like to focus on units that have yet to receive their EZAs that I not only think need them from a performance point of view, but of course that I'm actually super duper keen on receiving, because for me personally, obviously I really just like these units. So obviously Baby, Vegeta and Nappa, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku are going to be excluded, but then we'll focus on ones that have yet to receive their EZAs. So the first one, and definitely the one that I would be most excited for, 100% the best or the hypest EZA to me, has to be the Tech Super Saiyan Broly. So Super Saiyan Broly, obviously really awesome unit. When he first came out, he was, I think, like the first unit to hit like 10 million in damage, like a huge jump off in damage, and he was very impressive. Defensively, always been a tiny bit fragile, but nowadays, even with his offense still being pretty good, he's just not there defensively. I don't need them to make him a first slot tank. He doesn't need to be a first slot tank by any stretch of the imagination, but if they give him a huge defense after super, that would be a lot better. And I would like them to bake into him some kind of mitigation method for his earlier turns before transformation. The next one that I'm super excited for is Strength UI Goku. This guy, when he first came out, was really cool, but also another one that kind of sparked a little bit of debate, I guess, about where he was. Was he the best in the game? Was he not the best in the game? And Goku, for me, is really cool. His kit is still pretty good. Any unit that has evasion is kind of always a gamble roll, and Goku can still work for you if you get good rolls on that gamble. But for me, Goku's in a good place as a unit. I think he's really solid, and I would really love for him to get a great EZA. For me here, all they have to do is maybe add a way for him to ascertain crit in his passive with his dodges, and then also of course give himself greatly raising defense. Now, although these guys I actually weirdly enough don't think need an EZA yet, I like to throw them in because one, they have Broly, one of my favorite characters, and two, they have Chilai, also one of my favorites. But basically the thing with these guys that I like about them a lot is the melee ability of their passive, the support factors, the dodge. There's a lot going on with them. And with an EZA and some slight tweaks, with the fact that we have a great int Chilai out right now, these guys, unironically, could become a very exceptional unit down the line. But they're kind of a bonus throw-in. The next two are kind of a pairing that I really hope we get soon. The Strength Super Saiyan, or Goku and Vegeta Angel, that will become obviously Vegito. A fantastic unit upon release, who always, did a good job. The big problem is he has a huge drop off now transformation wise. I just think it's too big a drop off now, especially with that damage reduction. His is kind of easy to solve though. If you just give him damage reduction and a couple tweaks in his second form, he'll be usable for a long period of time. And then we have Majin Buu. His is a bit harder because he always relied on raw defense, so you either have to make him stack faster or heal more. I think a bit of both would be best. Stacking defense a lot faster, giving him potentially a lot more health regen and in base form as well, would go a long ways to helping him really just recover. Anytime you have a unit that can heal you up 10 or 20% per turn, whilst also stacking at a good rate, tends to be pretty solid. He's still really good, and his link set and everything is good, and Martian Power is slowly getting some buffs with AGL Super Boo in that, so you just need to give him a little bit more gas and he'll be great. And then the final unit that I kind of wanted to single out for an EZA, at least from my perspective, and the one that I'm maybe not personally hypest for, but I think a lot of people would be hyped for, but his EZA would have to be massive, is going to be Jiren. Jiren came out, and Jiren's passive is kind of like Jiren. It's very simple. Jiren needs basically a holistic revamp. So Jiren, with the way his passive works, is never going to get high enough defense unless they make his passive something like 800% attack and defense. It's not going to work. They will have to add attack and defense on super, but they are going to have to give him either damage reduction or guard. Jiren has to be the tanky unit for Universe 11 and USS. It's his role, it's how he has to be. He cannot be any other way. I think they need to make that adjustment. Jiren, for me, is really a LR that needs that EZA. And those are my picks. There are plenty others that need EZAs, but I don't think they need them as much. I think they're either still usable to some degree in hard content. But yeah, that's it from me. Bye. Let me know your thoughts.